that didn't work. I was gonna like try to jump in and slide, but it's bringing the boa here. What is up, guys? So I'm trying to be a little bit more lively. But today is the Q&A video. Woo! So as you can see, I'm sticking to the same format, and it is 10 questions plus a bonus, just like last time. So let's see where to start. Hold on, I need fingernails. So, are reptile eggs good eating? So, pretty much wrote it exactly how it was asked to me. Well, to answer your question, I had no idea. Reptile meat, like crocodile meat and alligator meat, yeah, that's pretty good. But reptile eggs, got no idea. This is gonna sound gross, but one time when I found out one of my leopard gecko eggs was infertile, it popped on my hand and I licked it and I vomited. So, but that's probably because it was a bad egg. But God, I was a dumb 12-year-old. But I was like holding it popped in my hand because the shell was crap and it was all moldy. And I picked it up and it popped and it got all over my hand. I was like, oh, what's the damage this is gonna do? Get sick? No, it's not gonna make me throw up or anything. It's pretty much exactly how it happened. Thankfully, there was no one there to witness my stupidity, but now I've put it up on the internet. So, am I dumber now or then? That's up for you guys to decide. No, we'll save this one. This one's gonna be funny. I got a whole thing for that. When do they eat? It kind of depends. Or no, what do they eat? It's supposed to be what or when? Okay, I got two questions that are similar. That's why I was like, what or when? Because I've been asked two similar questions. What do they eat? Depends. Frankly, that's the best way to put it. A lot of snakes eat lizards, but some will eat mammals, some will eat other snakes, like king snakes and king cobras, for example. Both eat snakes. That's their main part of their diet. But then there are rodent-based, like any constrictor is a mammalian predator. But then there are some snakes that will actually only eat birds. There are some that will only eat fish. So it kind of depends. As for when do they eat? Well, it comes down to if the species is diurnal or nocturnal. That one is pretty easy. If they're awake during the day, they eat during the day. If they're awake during the night, they eat during the night. It's pretty much when they're active. And then for this one's kind of funny. How do they react to alcohol? It depends on the type of alcohol and if it's fit for human consumption, because rubbing alcohol will kill it if they ingest it, just like us. Rubbing alcohol is not good for people. It is not good for reptiles either. And it will, in fact, kill an amphibian on contact with its skin. Or it'll do a lot of damage. It really depends on how much rubbing alcohol you get on it and how big the animal is. Which, again, size also has a factor into this. If it is like beer, like Coors Light or something that has like almost no alcohol in it, probably will get it buzzed. Because, I mean, it's not a lot of alcohol content for us, but something like that's this big, that's, like maybe, I don't even know if that's like even a 13th of my size. Maybe like a 16th of my size. Something the 16th of my size would not be able to handle it the same as me. And I don't even know how I handle alcohol, because I'm not 21, I almost said 22. So, answer is, it depends on the size of the reptile and the alcohol type. Like vodka, probably kill it. Beer, probably get it buzzed. Are there water-based reptiles? Now, this does not mean like are they made out of water? It means, do they live in the water? Like, are there some that are only aquatic? And the answer to that is yes. There are several species that are only aquatic. Sea kraits and sea snakes are two very well known, as well as the marine iguana and the elephant trunk snake. There's a few other aquatic snake species that I know about, but I'm blanking on like all their names. If you'd show me a picture, I could tell you, but and then a lot of amphibians, like any salamander. Well, especially in their larval stage, and then frogs in their larval stage, which are tadpoles. And then the next two things are related to venom. Woo! Thing that can kill us. What's the difference between venom and poison? Wow. That did not take me long. It's only been 6 minutes, and I got through like almost all the questions. Well, then again, so a lot of these are kind of simple. I picked some good. You guys sent me in some questions that were easy for me to answer. But this one, I'll go a little bit more in depth because it kind of deserves it to be in depth. Plus, it's like a pet peeve of mine. It really bugs me when someone says, "Is your snake poisonous?" Because if it was poisonous, it wouldn't matter to you. You're not going to be eating the thing, and that's my response to this question. If it is venomous, it bites you and you die. If it's poisonous, you bite it and you die. So, no, I do not own any poisonous snakes. I own, let's see here, 7, 6, 2, 3, 6. I own 6 venomous snakes because rear-fanged venomous is what they labeled hognoses, which I'll go into in depth in another video why I do not really see that label as correct. But venom will kill you if it gets injected. So rattlesnakes, venomous. Most snakes are venomous. Vipers, venomous. Now there are a couple species of poisonous snakes that I've heard of, but they're not that common. Poison is more of a thing you'd see in an amphibian. I think there are some poisonous reptiles as well, like lizards. There are a couple venomous lizards, like the Komodo dragon. People like to say it's venomous, and that'll be its own video too, because I've had enough questions on Komodo dragons and Gila monsters. Gila monsters also venomous, but yeah, reptiles more than likely are venomous. So you can eat a lot of them. I wouldn't eat anything you just find because that'd be kind of weird to just go, oh, this is a nice snack, without cooking it or something. But poison is a very well-known amphibian trait because I'm hopeful that most of you have heard of poison dart frogs. They're poisonous, not venomous. Poisonous because you touch them and then touch like the mucosal membrane, like I said before in videos, the lining of your eye, the actual tissue of your eye, inside of your mouth, inside of your nose. It'll kill you, depending on the species. Some species are deadlier than others, like the Trevellus, which are the, God, what are their common name? The golden dart frog, I think? Because there's the poison toad, and then there's the poison dart frogs. They're the yellow ones. In the pet trade, there's a mint Trevellus, which Trevellus is the scientific name that everyone calls them, so that's why I remember them by Trevellus. Because in the dart frog trade, scientific names are more helpful than common trade names. But yeah, that's my response to that. That one was like 3 minutes long, kind of long-winded compared to the others. But to keep it short, when it bites you and you die, venomous. When you bite it and you die, poisonous. Or if you touch it and rub your eyes or pick your nose or decide to pick out that piece of popcorn that's stuck in your teeth, and you die, it's poisonous. Now, God, there's 2 questions that I'm trying to avoid, and I'm gonna have to bite the bullet here because I'm running out before the bonus, and I can't answer a question before the bonus because then that'd ruin the whole scheme of things. So I'll go with another venomous question. Woo! God, I'm just trying to avoid those just because I mean, it's what I get for asking people my age, because reproduction, like I said in the last Q&A video, is very much so on our minds, I guess. It's the demographic, I'm telling you. But Can you suck the venom out of a snake bite? Which that's why I addressed the venom versus poison first, because it says venom in it and it's used correctly. Because my friend asked me if poison can be sucked out of a snake bite, and no, because it wouldn't be poison if it was a snake bite. It'd be venom. No. This does not help. That myth, I don't know why people think that's accurate, but once it's in your bloodstream, you can't just, like, suck it out. I mean, unless you have, like, the sucking power of, like, an industrial vacuum, maybe you could get it out before it goes further in the bloodstream, but then you also risk, like, hemorrhaging the vein or artery that you're trying to suck it out of. Or you potentially suck too much blood out of the person, you kill them. I mean, no. Do not do this. Because 9 times out of 10, you are just going to be sucking their blood out with a little bit of venom in it. It's not going to be nearly enough to help the person. And on top of that, you risk envenomating yourself. Because if you have any cuts, like let's say it's winter, most places that doesn't make sense. Let's say it's summer and you dry out in the summer. Or you have eczema and you get very crackly. I don't know if that's a word. Your hands get all cracked up and stuff. And you, like, let's say you're, like, busy going, like, borderline making a hickey on the person's arm that you're trying to save, trying to suck this venom out. And you go to spit it. And then you, like, you do a little bit of this. And you have eczema. You just put venom into those cracks and cuts in your hand. You just got venom into your own bloodstream. So, round of applause for doing something stupid. Even though you meant good intentions, you probably killed both of you. Also, if you're someone that likes to compulsively go like this, and like bite the inside of your lip or cheek when you're nervous or something, well, guess what? You just made another access point for the venom! Woo! So, yeah, that'll get you envenomated too. Also, if, let's say, you have any, I don't know, like any lesions in the back of your throat, any open wounds, cuts, unhealed injuries, or any recent surgeries, like you're getting your tonsils removed, and then after tonsils are removed, you're going to go on a great old hike in the hills with your buddies, and one of them is stupid and decided to climb up a rock, and they got bit right on the hand, and you, yeah, congratulations, you just got some of that in the back of your throat. And depending on what type of venom it is, that may kill you faster than it kills your buddy. Because quicker access to your noggin, depending on where the injuries are at. And depending on what type of blood vessel it got into. If it was a vein, it's going to your heart. So that isn't going to feel good either. But if it's going to your brain, you're going to die. Or it's going to do a lot of damage. And Flex Seal is not going to fix it. Hate to break it to you. But that's it for that one. And then this one, one of my friends asked me, and to you, is it logical? I'm going to actually, because this question intrigued me so much on a philosophical perspective, I want to make an entire video about this. So, like, honestly, thank you for asking me this question. You know who you are. But is it logical to keep a rattlesnake? The video I'm going to make is going to be, is it logical to keep venomous snakes? And then kind of get in the philosophical debate on what's considered venomous and if we should versus if we shouldn't and why or why not. But in my opinion, without getting philosophical, yes. Yes, it is logical because I want to keep rattlesnakes. And so my opinion on this is obviously going to be biased. But the reason why I want to keep them is just because, first of all, beautiful snakes. Super underappreciated in my opinion just because they are venomous. And a lot of people like to chop their heads off or skin them for boots or keep their rattles to be like, oh, I killed a snake, I'm cool. Which, honestly, in my opinion, doesn't make you cool. But, is it logical? In my opinion, the only way to pursue knowledge is to pursue it. So, if you want, the only way to get to know more about rattlesnakes is to learn about them through experience. through watching, through observing. The easiest way to observe it is in a captive setting. So, is it logical in my opinion? Yes, it is logical if it's done in pursuit of knowledge or in a pursuit of passion, because you may just be passionate about rattlesnakes. Like I'm passionate about the speckled rattlesnake here in Arizona, as well as the black-tailed rattlesnake, and I'm starting to get passionate about sidewinders. I honestly love all the species we have here, and I can't believe it took me years to realize rattlesnakes are not bad. And for me to get over the whole stigma against snakes, snakes are wonderful, in my opinion, and some of the most intelligent and beautiful snakes I've seen, not in person sadly, but like on the internet, have been king cobras. So, yes, I do believe it is logical. And for the demographic-based question. So those of you who are of a younger audience, I'd suggest I'm probably going to put a timestamp for you guys to skip to so you can see the bonus question, because the bonus question is pretty funny. But for those of you that are not of the mature audience, like by mature I mean age group of at least 16 or over, so a couple of you are 15 and you can handle this, but like if there are any kids watching this, any children, and you don't know much about reproduction, I would not, I would skip past this question. Hoping that I don't get demonetized for these two questions, because these questions were in the same vein, so I paired them together. Well, I shouldn't have to worry about getting demonetized because I'm not even monetized to begin with, so I guess without further ado, and hopefully I give enough time for those of you who get squeamish or get a bit peeved about weird questions involving the body. Without further ado, do they have a penis? Yes, they do. Most reptiles have a penis, except for, like I mentioned in the last video, there are some reptiles that reproduce asexually. So yes, they have a penis. Second question, how many penises do they have? So I had to answer the if they have one before I could get to the quantity of them. And they're called hemipenes. But for the layman, for those of you who don't want the real technical terms and the nitty-gritty of how their genitalia works, male reptiles technically got two. They go like this, and they go in as one. So they got two most of the time. Two that make one. So depends on how you want to go about that. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that one. For those of you that are really interested, you got Google. And maybe I'll make an age-restricted video where I get into those questions more in depth if I ever feel like it. Because it's a little interesting to cover, for me anyway. But it's still funny nonetheless. It's just hard for me not to chuckle and, get a little squeamish about it, I guess, because it's kind of interesting that I'm asked that so often. But for the bonus, like I promised, is Obama a reptile? Now, while I'm going to say there is no proof that Obama is a reptile, it's going to take some convincing from Mark Zuckerberg. And that is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment any weird, funny, interesting questions or queries you have about reptiles, amphibians, and vertebrates. I'm opening up the questions to pretty much anything like that that isn't really talked about or is really not going to be known a whole lot about by most people, just to help further people's pursuit in education. I'm going to move Steve Irwin somewhere like here in future videos just so he's visible. The man himself is visible. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button, as well as liking, subscribing, commenting, even though I already mentioned all that stuff. As well as don't forget to check the Instagram, because I'm probably after this going to be putting up another poll of questions, because I think I'm going to do an Instagram questions only video, and I want a few more. Just that it can be a little bit lengthy. Maybe like about the same length as this. I only have about 5 right now of Instagram questions, and some of them have already been asked or are going to be asked in another part. So even though I'm going to be covering them again, it's going to be an Instagram version of this video, so it's going to be on that one as well. But yeah, just don't forget to comment and anything about that, or participate in the polls. I might even open up a community page post type thing on YouTube now that I know how to do that, now that I can. Again, for like the 3rd time, thank you guys so much for watching. Honestly, make today great, and have a great day. Even though that's literally the same thing twice. See you guys later in the next video.